Hello. Today we are going to talk about our Chapter 6 practice test. We're going to go through it item by item. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about when I see these problems, and hopefully this will help us on Tuesday when we take our test. So let's take a look at the first question. Remember, this is the same test you got for your pre-test, so we're essentially going over the pre-test. So it says, use the graph for questions 1 through 4. Okay. For questions 1 and 2, determine how many solutions exist for each system. And so we take a look at number 1. We're looking at y equals 3x plus 3. That is this line right there. And 3x minus y equals 2. That is this line right there. Okay. We can see that these two lines are parallel. And remember that the solution to a system of equations is the spot where they intersect. And since these do not intersect, the answer to number 1 is A, no solution. Okay, now we're going to take a look at number 2. The x plus 2y equals negative 1 is this guy right there. And 2x plus 3y equals 0 is that guy. And these guys intersect one time. So there's B, one solution. All right, and we're still using our graph up here to try 3 and 4. The solution to which system of equations has an x value of 3? All right, so I'm looking at the x value of 3. That would be right there. They're not asking us for the y value, but we know that the x value is that right there, and that is those two equations we just looked at. So we're looking for the x plus 2y minus equals negative 1 and 2x plus 3y equals 0, which is J. So J is our answer there. The solution to which system of equations has a y value of 0? All right, so the solution to which system of equations has a y value of 0? So again, they're intersecting at y equals 0, which happens to be right there. All right, I'm not going up or down on the y, so if I were to find the solution to these, we get y equals 0, and that to me looks like the 3x plus 3, which could be A or C, and then the other one is the x plus 2y equals negative 1, which in fact happens to be A. All right, let's take a look at number 5. When solving the system of equations, which expression could be substituted for x in the second equation? Okay, so they are talking about solving this guy, the top one, for x. So we would subtract 2y from both sides, and that would give us x equals negative 2y plus 15. Negative 2y plus 15, which happens to be this one right here. It doesn't look the same, but remember the sign of my 2y is negative, and the sign of my 15 is positive, and that's exactly what we have there for F. Okay. And number 6, if x equals 2y plus 3 and y and 4x minus 5y equals 9, what is the value of y? So we're going to solve this and get our x and y, okay? But if we plug in x into this equation, we're going to get y first, okay? So we're going to do that right here. 4 times 2y plus 3, because x equals 2y plus 3, minus 5y equals 9. So I'm going to distribute, and I'm left with 8y plus 12 minus 5y equals 9. I almost put that equal sign there again. And now before I move anything around this equation, I'm going to combine like terms first. So I have an 8y minus 5y, which is 3y, plus 12 equals 9. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides, and I'm going to get 3y equals negative 3. Therefore, y equals -1, which happens to be C for that answer. No need to plug it back in and get x because they're not asking us to find the value of x. Okay, so we're done right now. We don't have to do any more. All right. It says use the elimination method to solve the system x plus 7y equals 16 and 3x minus 7y equals 4. And we want to find the x value. Okay. We are, this will give us ours right away as well. I'm going to put this right over, where can I fit this at? In fact, I'm going to flip it on the back. So x plus 7y equals 16. And 3x minus 7y equals 4. Now, before I actually do the problem, I'm going to go through and make sure I got all the signs and numbers right for these two equations. So the x plus 7y equals 16 is, I have that right, and then 3x negative 7y and positive 4. Yep, we got that. Now, I'm looking at these two. Okay. A little blurry there. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Okay. I'm looking at these two. There we go. And I notice right away that the 7y, that the y term has the same coefficient with a different sign. All right. And to get these to cancel out, the 7y, or eliminate the 7y and negative 7y, I'd actually have to add these two things together. And so when I get x plus 3x is 4x, 7y plus negative 7y is 0y, which I'm not going to write. They eliminated. Okay, and 16 plus 4 is 20. Divide both by 4, and I get x equals 5. Okay, so let me take a look and excuse me, and see if that's an answer. Yep, H5. So we got that one. All right, let's try number 8. Use the elimination method to solve the system x minus 5y equals 20 and x plus 3y equals -4 for x. So I'm going to write those again on the back. X minus 5y equals 20. And the other one was x plus 3y equals -4. X plus 3y equals -4. So again, I'm going to check and make sure I got those both written. We're working on number 8. So +1, -5, and 20. Yep, and the two positives, and then, yep, we're good. So I got them copied down properly. Okay, now we're going to solve. And it asks us to solve for x, but these are already lined up to eliminate the x's, which is okay. We can find y and plug it back into one of the equations to get x. Okay, that's what we're going to do. The coefficient on the x's are the same. They're both 1. They also have the same sign. So same sign when you're eliminating, you subtract the two equations. And x minus x is 0, or eliminated. -5, here's where it can get a little tricky. -5 minus +3, or -5 minus 3. So we're getting more negatives, -8y. And then 20 minus -4 is really 20 plus 4, which gives us 24. Okay, I'm going to divide both sides by -8. That's going to give me y equals -3. Okay, now if we look back, number 8 asks us for x. But if you see, there is a -3 for an answer. So they really want to make sure that we're getting the x value and not the y value. All right. So we have the y value. We're going to plug that back in to the one of the original equations. I'm gonna plug it into this one. Okay. Remember that was -4 to start. All right. So we got x plus 3 times -3 equals -4. And I know I changed that. I just want to make sure I didn't change it to something wrong. Yep, so negative. Both those were positive, so we're good. And then I'm going to go x minus 9 equals -4. And I got negative because 3 times -3 is -9. Okay, if I add 9 to both sides, I get x equals 5. So we're looking for x equals 5 for 8, and that happens to be A. Okay, Now we're looking at number 9, same kind of problem, elimination to solve. So we got 8x minus 7y equals 5. Put that over here, 8x minus 7y, I lost it, equals 5. And 3x minus 5y equals 9. 8, 7, 5. Yep, 3, 5, 9 with a minus in between. Yeah. All right, so I hope that wasn't out too long. I apologize. So there's my equation for number 9. Now this one with elimination, this is a little trickier because I can't multiply 3 by a number to get 8 or 5 by a whole number to get 7. So I got to multiply both these equations by a number. And it just depends on what numbers you're comfortable with. I think I'm going to multiply the top equation by 3 to get 24 for x. I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 8. Some of you might have chose 7 and 5. It's really up to you. So I'm going to distribute that 3 to all 3 terms in the top. And that gives me 24x minus 21y equals 15. And 24x minus 40y equals 9 times 8 is 72. Okay. All right, so I'm going to eliminate 24x and 24x. Same sign, subtract. We're going to subtract these two equations. And that gives me 0x, and then negative 21 minus negative 40 is actually negative 21 plus 40. Subtracting a negative is really adding. And the difference between those is 9 to get to 30 and 10 to get to 40. So 19y, positive because the bigger number is positive. Okay. And then 15 minus 72. 15 minus 72, I know is going to be a negative number. And 72 minus 15 is 12. So that's 7, that's 6, that's 57. Negative 57. So that crosses out. And I'm going to guess that that happens to be 3. 20 times 3 is 60. And if these are 19 is 1 less 3 times, so 19 does go into 57 3 times. So the answer is negative 3 for y. I can't remember what they asked us for. It does say for y. Okay. And I believe we got a negative 3 for that. Yes, we did. So y equals negative 3 is h. All right, I believe I'm running on a time on this screencast, so I will start at number 10 on the next video. Talk to you guys soon.